Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 1221 portal or the winter solstice. Now there is a lot of energy that is coming through here that we have been leading up to this point. We have been talking about this for the past several months, chilling messages about this for the last several months, and I've received even more this past week, and I've just been trying to find the words. It has not been easy to find ways in which to articulate this energy. Because there is just so much. I want to first point you guys back to the reading or the channel messages video that we did back in September, where we talked about New Earth children. We talked about the unions, the sacred unions that were coming into physical union. We talked about the portal. We're going to go over some of that again today, as well as some additional information on what this actually means, what is going on planetarily, what is happening with regards to Ascension, this awakening journey, what is happening within the collective. So we're going to focus all that on today, but please do check out all the channel messages in the Ascension channel messages series, because it all leads up to this. And even if you listen to those videos before or watch those videos before, all that information is still here. That energy is still here. So don't if you feel called to, don't hesitate to go back and listen to those again, because there's some pivotal and powerful information with regards to the energy right now. In November, with the 1111 portal, we talked about and channeled how it was kind of like a corridor leading up to the 1212 portal and then the 1221 shift. And that's what they just brought. It's a 1221 shift. 1221 today, tomorrow, is the solstice. It's the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. But what it is it is a cosmic alignment, where Saturn and Jupiter are going, or there's a conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, an alignment between those two planets that hasn't been seen since the Dark Ages. And that led to the Renaissance. And I'm gonna get into all that, why that's so important, in a moment. This was also the birth of Christ. That this is what they saw in the sky during the birth of Christ, and it's representative of that Christ consciousness that is coming onto the planet. That's what we've been doing on this ascension journey. Christ consciousness, that Sophia Christ consciousness, is the recognition of the divinity within the self. It's the remembering of your soul self, the remembering of the light of who you are, remembering of your power and sovereignty and self-empowerment. It is bringing down that template of the higher dimensions, being of that unconditional love, being of that pure light, bringing that template down into our physical reality. What we've really been doing on this ascension journey is bridging the physical realm, us having this human experience, with the spiritual realm, the higher dimensions. And a dimension is non-physical. A dimension is a shift in consciousness. And when you shift in consciousness, because of that change and transformation within, because of that shift within, that remembering and recognition of the soul self, that remembering and recognition of divinity and love, once you shift within, then you see that manifest in your physical environment without. The physical world is a hologram. It's a reflection of what we hold within. We all hold worlds within us. We are individual. We are individual souls having human experiences, but we're all connected. That's the unifying force field. We're all connected through the same source energy, through the same love energy. And what we're learning how to do here is how to be soul, how to be spirit, how to be of a higher consciousness, how to be love, how to be light, how to be divine, anchoring that in to our human, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Anchoring that into our human experience. We are bridging the human and the spiritual. We are bringing that template down to our physical experience. No longer walking the earth, almost like zombies, forgetting ourselves. We are remembering that we are conscious creators, creators with the universe being part of us, the universe being within us, source, God, whatever it is that you want to call it, being a part of us. We are part of God and source. having this human experience, that's where we all come together, because we're all part of this experience. We're all part of that same energy. We're all made up of the same energetic substance. And because of that, we're all united. We're all unified. Yes, we have individual selves, in our individuality, but that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the human experience. That's the beauty of being their soul self, because we all get to have our individual experience as part of the whole. So think of it when it comes to sacred partners. Sacred partners being that one part to the bigger piece. Sacred partners are divine feminine, divine masculine in two different embodiments on the physical plane. But you're the same energy, you're the same frequency, you're the same soul, just embodied in two different people. But you have that balance of the masculine and the feminine within you. Sorry, there's a lot of incense here. I think that's why I'm sneezing. You have that physical embodiment within you. You have the masculine and feminine energy within you. Your counterpart has the masculine and feminine energy within them. And then you have that embodied within each other. So the masculine energy within you is embodied in your counterpart. The feminine energy within them is embodied in you as divine feminine. That is that one energy that is merged. However, it's a greater picture than that, because we're all made up of energy. We're all made up of the same energy. You and your sacred partner are one embodiment, one part, one soul, but every soul has that source energy moving through them, has that divinity moving through them, and we just come into this physical plane, this planet Earth existence, to learn and to grow and to evolve and to experience from a greater picture. We play all the roles throughout lifetimes. We've played all the roles. Well, now we're at this point right here and right now in collective evolution, where it is time for Earth to be not just a place of struggle and striving in order to learn, in order to grow and evolve the soul. We're in a time of rapid acceleration, rapid ascension, rapid evolution of the soul. And so planet Earth is no longer being held to the old template of you come here to experience, you experience through contrast, you experience through duality, you experience through polarity, you experience through struggle and strife and lack. We're moving beyond that. We're remembering that we are more than that. That time is over. That template is over. Now it's time that we move into this age of enlightenment, this age of illumination, this renaissance, this rebirth of light. And it's time now to recognize that we can evolve through remembering, through abundance, through creation energy. And that's really what we're doing on this ascension journey. We're removing all of the blocks to love, all of the soul sludge, all of the karma that have been accumulated, to come back to that remembrance, that recognition of who we truly are. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that in a moment, but first I want to bring forth a direct transmission that I received from my spirit team just yesterday. And I'm going to get into everything that we have been channeling and integrating over the past week. This is why this time is so pivotal. This solstice is not just... It's not a physical shift, although it will manifest in a physical way over the next few years. It is an internal shift. It is an internal transformation, an internal awakening, an internal illumination. They just showed me the hangman. It is because we are surrendering to ourselves, our soul self. We are letting go of all the old. Because we're doing that, we are shifting our perspectives, becoming enlightened, becoming illuminated, recognizing our soul self, recognizing the spiritual nature of ourselves, the truth of ourselves. And that is what this conjunction is all about. The Saturn and planet, they called it a union in this message, that's what it is. It's the union, and you can take this for sacred partners as well, because it's the union of sacred partners as well. The balance, coming into harmony to bring about more love. It's almost like what they're showing me is the veil just completely falling, and love spreading out across the planet. That is what this conjunction is all about. It is about bringing in more light codes, showering the collective with light codes. And you who have been on this ascension journey thus far have been leading the way, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So they channeled a message of support for you guys, so I'm going to read that here. It says, as we approach the Great Conjunction, the union of Saturn and Jupiter, and the alignment of cosmic bodies, there are some significant messages we would like to bring forth to the planet. Where it might have felt as if your planet had tumbled into chaos with destructive forces this linear year, please know that it was all for the greater good of creation. Yes, creation comes from destruction, and while to your eyes it might have felt as if worlds were being havocked, a peace has been rising and new Earth has been founded. Your planet is going through a great awakening, an ascension out of the old to rise to a new age of glory and recognition of your true divine nature. This is a remembering. The veil that had been cast is being lifted for each and every person, being, to consciously choose to evolve. We ask you to understand that this choice is first of the soul and then of conscious recognition. That is, your soul chooses to evolve and ascend, and your conscious mind follows. This is the great turning point, not just for your planet, but for the universal structure, and all eyes are turned towards you with love. You have our support, guidance, and protection, now as always. We ask that you understand that this cosmic alignment will bring forth a deeper knowing and illumination. You have been evolving and expanding so that your physical and energetic bodies may be able to hold the light codes we are bringing in now. We thank you and applaud you for the work you have done to be able to harness this new crystalline consciousness. Okay. So, what's happening right now is a huge transformational shift, not just within ourselves. That's what we've been doing on this ascension journey, but now it is for the greater collective. And you who have been on this journey are leading the way. In fact, that is what they had talked about. There is a flood of light and light codes that are now coming onto the planet. And for those who haven't been awakened, for those who have been in fear and resistance, it might feel a little bit like a struggle. But you as divine counterparts, because you've been through this clearing, because you've been through your healing, because you've been through the ascension process and shifting in dimension, shifting in consciousness, you are anchoring the energy. Let me say that again. You who have been aligning to your true nature, you who have been ascending, are anchoring in the energy for the collective, the greater collective. So think of it like you're the way share. So think of it like a small, there's a ton of you, but think of it as like a small group of people who are just creating the foundation for others to then come in and go through their own evolution, go through their own awakening and ascension. Just as we've been healing for the collective throughout this whole process, now you're anchoring in the energies for the collective, for everybody to rise and shift in consciousness. Because the planet as a whole is shifting in consciousness. The planet as a whole is shifting energetically. The old template is falling away. So, sacred partners, you are coming into union, inner union and physical union with your embodiment, if you have a sacred partner, because it is time for you to help to anchor in the energies. Now, I want to talk a moment about that, because that's a powerful message that was coming in for me this past week. Over the past few months, well, in June, July, there was a major shift within the collective. You might have felt that shift within yourself. You might have seen that shift in your physical world. That energy lingered up until around September. And in September, we channeled that there was a transformational shift, another shift, but this time it was within. This time it was about anchoring and integration. And you might have gone through a significant purge. You might have gone through a significant dark night of the soul. But that was because it was more clearing. It was a purification energy, a preparation energy for this point in time right here, right now. So you're going through major shifts. Bringing it to inner union, integrating of physical union. Part of that inner shift was more peace, more balance within yourself, not feeling so affected by outside situations or whatever was going on, situations, circumstances, dynamics, drama, conflict. You're not feeling so affected by it. You can easily move through it. But there was another shift that was happening in the spiritual realm as far as your own connection to yourself and connection to source. There was, how do I say this? This is why I haven't been channeling for the past week, because I've been trying to figure out how to articulate this. It's a very natural embodiment now. Where before you might have done a ton of grounding work, you might have done invocations to call in your spirit team, you might have done a ton of healing work and clearing work, using a bunch of tools in which to channel, to help you channel. What has been happening is something that is much more natural to you. You haven't been using the tools so much. You haven't been doing the clearing so much. And it's not because you're not meant to. It's not because, for any like malevolent reason. It's because you have been embodying that energy. Let me try to say this again. You might have been pulling back from your studies. Where before you might have been doing a ton of active healing and journaling and meditating for hours at a time, sitting down to channel and meditating before channeling, using tools like tarot or pendulums or whatever it is to help you. Now it's almost like you've pulled back from that because it's not necessary, because you can still use that, it's still fun, but those were just tools to help you remember that you have all that within yourself already. And so now what's happening is you're embodying it much more naturally. If you go out to the grocery store and you end up having a conversation with somebody, you're naturally channeling. You don't have to go through all these steps to call in spirit. You are spirit, and that's what you are recognizing. You are recognizing that channeling feels much more natural. Just embodying that peace within yourself is much more natural, where before there might have been a little bit of imbalance, kind of like Two of Pentacles energy, where one day you felt peaceful, one day you felt full of rage. Now it's just settled. That's what it feels like. The energy is settled. Everything feels much more natural. It's not taking as much effort to connect because you were always connected. I just heard you're online now. You're online. And that's the shift into fifth dimensional and above consciousness, because we're not just in fifth dimensional anymore. We're in sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. We're in the higher dimensions now. Moving up the ladder, moving into higher dimensions because we've been doing the work within. And it all stems from within. And so you're embodying that energy, really integrating it, anchoring it in, and so it feels much more natural to you, because that is who you are naturally. You are made of that pure essence, that pure divine love, and so you are just exuding that now. And yes, there might be challenges, there might be struggles, there might be times where you feel impatience or anger or frustrated, but you're able to release that energy much more quickly, recognize the pattern much more quickly, bring yourself, your thoughts to awareness much more quickly, and channel in that wisdom. Call upon that wisdom within yourself much more easily. You are online, you are connected, and it's going to just feel seamless and effortless, where before it might have taken a little bit of work, before it might have felt there might have been peppered with a little bit of doubt, lack of faith, lack of trust. Like, is what I'm doing real? Is this possible? Now you're just in full faith. Whatever conflict or drama, you know that you'll get through it. You know that it'll work itself out. You know there are solutions. You know that there's higher wisdom, that there's a divine unfolding at play, that there's something to be learned. You're seeing the higher perspective naturally. It doesn't take effort to go into that higher perspective and see things from that bird's eye perspective, that bird's eye view, to see the greater picture rather than focused on the pain, rather than focused on the pattern or the habits or the situation or the drama. Things just feel much more peaceful, harmonious within. It just feels much more natural because you were always connected now. You were always online. And they just told me that is the higher heart. You have stepped into the higher heart, which is the sacred heart of wisdom, the sacred heart of your soul. the higher self. You are now embodying the higher self. There is no separation between your higher self and you, the soul in you, your identity of who you are, who you portray yourself to be. There's no separation between you and the universe, you and God. There's no separation between you and your counterpart. It just feels merged. And when we're talking about counterparts as well, what you'll find is that before, when you might have felt, oh, this is his energy, this is my energy, now it feels completely merged. Now it just feels like one. This is our energy. That is the difference. It just feels so natural and seamless, and that is that union energy. Okay, what else? So we've been stabilizing and balancing the energies to bring in union, peace, harmony, and higher octaves of love into the physical. So there are physical unions that are happening now. This is higher levels of recognition of one another. This is that soul-to-soul recognition, that soul-to-soul bond. You might be experiencing this in any number of ways within your physical connection, within the human experience is what we'll call it. The human play that is playing out for you. So that could be commitment, that could be engagements, that could be communication, meetups, coffees, reunions, whatever that is for your situation, but there's physical action being taken. There is physical movement that is happening here. Also because of the inner union. So if you're still moving through the process of inner union, keep going because you're anchoring this in. Don't give up on this journey. This is what it's for. It's for the union within the self so that your partner comes into union with themselves, and then you anchor that in, and you guys are the guiding light. You truly are. You're anchoring this in for the collective because your love with your counterpart is so powerful. And not just the love. We're not talking about like romantic love. We're not talking about the old template of relationships. That is not what twin flames and sacred partners are all about. Twin flames, sacred partners are all about the love on a higher level, from higher consciousness. It is all about that creation energy. It's all about the evolution and the growth and how you create new universes. You create new worlds from that love. Love being forgiveness, love being grace, love being harmony and balance and peace. That's what you have been doing with your sacred partner. You have been triggering each other possibly to clear out any abandonment wounds, any rejection wounds, anything where you were believing that love is or isn't. False beliefs about yourself, false beliefs around your own worth, false beliefs around your own powerlessness. You're recognizing your divinity, and your partner is the mirror to you to show you your divinity. And in the beginning, they were showing you where you felt like you were lacking, but now you're recognizing, oh, they were showing me the love, because there's always an undercurrent of love between counterparts, no matter what happens in the physical. Between counterparts, there is the undercurrent of love. Now, I'm talking about sacred partners here. I'm not talking about false relationships or just casual relationships, or especially not abusive relationships. You have to use your own discernment, and I have to have that disclaimer here because there are a lot of people who believe that they're in a divine counterpart connection, but it is attachment or it is holding on to old templates. I only say that with compassion and with love to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. This is a soul's journey. You are on this journey for yourself, for your own self-love, for your own evolution. But with sacred partners, you're doing it with another person to show each other the reflection, to show each other the mirror of your love. Okay, so nothing, I'm not going to get into it. I'll put a link to how I feel about soul connections in the link below, my disclaimer, the link in the description box below. But for divine counterparts, your love is so powerful that your love is the anchor for this shift for the collective, for this birthing of a new world, of a new age of Aquarius, and that is what's happening. So they said that light codes are coming in, streaming into the planet, more powerful than we've known before. Some of you might be feeling the physical symptoms of this, and it's going to trickle into a couple of days after the solstice, even into the new year, is what they said, even into the new year, where energy is going to be enhanced. So you're going to feel much more balanced, much more peaceful, much more harmonious, just much more stable, but the energy is going to be enhanced. So especially when it comes to love. The love that you feel is going to be enhanced. That's what this is. That's what this solstice is all about. This energy is all about. It's about enhancing that Christ Sophia consciousness. They had channeled, and I'm going to point you guys again to that video where we talked about this. They said that the event, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, the winter solstice, it's not a physical event. It's not a political event. It's not something that's happening in our outside world, though we might see the effects of it in people and situations around us, especially how we are reacting to those situations and people around us. But it's an inner transformation. What they said is it's a portal of the open heart. So it's opening up a portal within the actual heart to bring in more light, to bring in more love, so that we can anchor that onto the planet and shift the paradigm of the planet. New Earth is already here. That's what was coming in June and July. There was a powerful shift that came in. New Earth is here. It has been birthed. That is what we've been doing for the past several years, preparing for that. Now it is time to anchor that in. We are building on the foundation now. New Earth is here, right now. And we have that choice now to move into that energy by embodying and anchoring that in. This is a power move for the planet, which means that we're shifting into New Earth energy as one. So it's not just those light workers and way showers who are going through the Ascension journey. Now it is bringing that in to all. This is the collective awakening that is happening right now. Where there were stragglers, people who were still in fear, doubt, resistance of their true nature of love, that is going to begin to clear. That's what light codes are going to be bringing into them. It's going to start removing their blocks to their heart. That's what the portal is opening up. It's opening up a portal within everybody's heart, and everybody's at a different stage. But especially for sacred partners, you guys are going to be, through your love, you're going to be anchoring that in so that the light codes are stabilized, so that the light codes are balanced as it affects everybody within the collective. And then finally they said, we're entering the age of Aquarius. This is a renaissance of light. This is a rebirth of the light, a rebirth of the soul. So really, really powerful stuff coming in here, you guys. Let me know how you are doing. I will post this written transmission to Facebook and Instagram so you guys can check that out. I'll also post it on my blog so you guys can check out the written transmission that I read earlier. We're going to do an Ascension energy update, an Ascension reading right now. So we will see what other messages are coming in. And we're also going to have dailies this week, so make sure that you don't miss any of the daily energy draws. Last week's were pretty powerful. I'll link those in the description box in case you missed it. But it's all about this energy, and it's all about, sacred union is the path of ascension that you guys are on. This is what union is for. This is what ascension is for. This is what you are here for with your sacred partner, to help in the evolution and the shift, not just of planet Earth. This is having a cosmic ripple effect, a cosmic impact on the entire universe. So that's why this energy is so powerful. That's why this is so major. It's not just shifting the paradigm of the planet. Yes, we're coming out of the darkness. Yes, we are moving out of the so-called matrix. But it is because we are remembering our divinity, remembering our love, remembering our connection to all. And it's not just all, it's in our brothers and sisters here on planet Earth. It is all, as in the universe as a whole, the universe within us. And the universe within us, that's unity consciousness. It is all of us. We are all part of each other. We are all part of the whole. That is what we are remembering, waking up to, and that is what this is all about. So we'll be back with a bunch of readings this week, so make sure that you're staying tuned to the channel. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. We'll see you soon. Bye.